Hey everybody, welcome to part 2. As you can see here, we have a bunch of green liquid from our reaction with the hydrogen peroxide and hydrochloric acid. And what we're going to do now is filter it out, so we can get this liquid away, which is now doesn't have any reaction left. And most of the foils are off of the are off of the fingers in here. We're going to get them out, and the ones that are left will spray off. So I'll show you how we do that. And get it wet first, makes it a little better. We pour it in. And what we're doing is separating this liquid from the gold foils and the remaining RAM. You can see there's still a bunch of RAM, or a bunch of gold. You can kind of see here, I'll get up closer. See the gold on there? Still a bunch of gold on there. So what we'll do is we'll restart the reaction. We'll do a second one, which should pull the rest of that gold off, and what little bit is left, we'll just spray off with some water. So, just like with the first one, we'll set that one over there and let it finish draining. We're going to continue to use this filter because it has gold foils in it, and I'll show you them once it's done draining. But for this one, we need some more of our trusty hydrochloric acid. About 200 milliliters. I'm not sure if you can even see me pouring it in this. Can't watch all of it at once. But that's our hydrochloric acid. And we can just pour that in because there's nothing else in there. See, you see the gold foils come up into the liquid. And then we do about 100 milliliters. There we go. Of hydrogen peroxide. This probably won't even have 100 in it. We'll open a new bottle. Oh, I had 50. So, go to the next bottle. Bring that up to 100. Now you can use more, you can do a 1-to-1 ratio, but I've actually found that I'm able to get pretty much all the gold to come off with 2 parts hydrogen to 1 part hydrogen peroxide, 2 parts hydrochloric acid, excuse me, to 1 part hydrochloric or hydrogen peroxide, and I'm usually able to get all of it off. So we get that mixing up. You can see all the gold foils floating around in it. So this will start to react again. Wash these 2 out. All right, so my dogs are in here goofing off, but get you down a little closer. You can see there's some of the gold foils that came out when we rinsed it. So we want to make sure we capture those gold foils again. We don't want to lose them. So we'll use the same filter to filter out the second time, which is already started right here. And over the next little bit of time, like you saw in the first video, and the liquid will turn color as it eats the metals from underneath. Now if after about 2 hours this doesn't have really any deep color change to it, that means that all those gold foils are just hanging on, and I'll be able to just spray them off with distilled water. So we'll know in a couple hours if the reaction is done or not. So we'll check back then, and we'll continue on the process with part 2. Alright guys, so as you can see we had a little bit of a reaction, so there was still some base metal underneath. And I actually ended up letting this sit overnight, not really intentionally. I fell asleep. Here's my dog, here to see us. Hi Remington. Get down. No, get up. So we'll go ahead and stop this reaction. Trying to set this up so I can do this. Here we go. Okay. We're spraying this off in case any of the foils were stuck to it. There you go. All right. So now that we're done with that part, we'll take it back over here to that same filter. And actually that filter looks kind of beat up, so we may have to change that a bit. Recover the gold foils out of that one. Change filters because it doesn't look like any more is going to flow out of it. We can try. There's not very many foils in there anyway. There's only 5 or 6. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's still flowing out. So we let that part finish. And once it's finished, we'll dump these in and rinse all the gold foils down in. And we go through these one at a time and check them for foils still attached, which a bunch of them have foils attached, but they're just kind of hanging out on it. They're not really in place where they were earlier. I'm not sure if you can see it, but so when this finishes draining, which it's already pretty close to done, we will start that process. And for that, I'm going to need gloves. So, A, I can see the gold better on my hand with a glove on. B, I don't want to touch the hydrochloric acid and hydrogen peroxide mix that's still on them. Get our water. Alright. So I'll go ahead and dump a few in so I can show you real quick. Let's see here. Move this back. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can do this right-handed for y'all. See, there's gold foil right there, kind of, so I get it to, there we go. You can see them right there, so what you'll do, you'll just kind of spray it off. Open that up so it's more of a jet. like that, and you look it over. Oh, there's one on that side. You just spray it down, just like that. Check it. No more gold. You can toss it aside. There will every now and then be one where a gold foil or two don't come off, like this one has a few right there. They are still firmly attached. And there's several on this side as well. So when I get these that do that, I take a little cup of some kind, toss them in it, and I save those. Those I will actually run through all by themselves. Just, there'll only be, out of a group this size, there might be 3 or 4 that do that. As you can see right there, that is the amount of gold fingers we got from that run. We're going to add that to the other one now. I'm going to try and get some of these down. Like that. You be careful not to rip your filter. Hold it up like that for a minute. You can get most of the rest of that water to drain. All right, there you go. You can see the gold inside it. Drop it in with the other one, like that. And that completes the recovery process of gold. So if you've done this to this point, you have successfully recovered gold from e-scrap or computer scrap, or you'll hear it said a bunch of different ways. A little piece on my finger. That little bit of distilled water in there won't hurt the next process. So what you're left after all that rinsing is a whole bunch of water that's got different base metals in it. And what we do with this, so I look in and see, and this, we lost a few gold foils into it, but what I have here is a stock bucket that I pour all my waste into. Because there could still be other metals in there that I can get out. And I'll set this over in the sink. So I'll clean that out. And the next part of this process will be step 3, which is the first part of refining gold. And we will do that in the next video.